that makes you feel boxed in its standards, where there are set paths to success. There's a place where you can be free. Free to be expressive, creative, innovative, free to be a leader, a dreamer, the next success story. So break away, because the only way to reach the stars is to fly free. De La Salle College of St. Benilde.
Coming to you live from the home court of the Benilde Blazers, second to the last game of today's classification round, an action-packed Saturday to determine the final standings for these teams. On your screens, we are at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex. And earlier today, we saw the Adamson Soaring Falcons decide things 64-57 of the Arellano Chiefs. An incredible game of runs and incredible end game brilliance. And our game right now would be the LPU Pirates going head-to-head with the Perpetual Altas. Another exciting match. And to end today would be the San Sebastian Golden Stags versus the Benilde Blazers. Welcome everyone to the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. My name is Paula Kalingasan, and college hoops unfold today at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex, where our teams will take the court to settle some unfinished business and hopefully a chance at redemption to end this entire tournament. We can see here in the round of 16, at the end of that, the 8 teams that advanced to the quarterfinals. We see UP, NU, Letran, San Beda, UST, Ateneo, DLSU, and FEU. However, for our other 8 teams, today is the classification game, their last outing for the tournament to decide their final standings. Mapua with an X after their loss to St. Clair earlier, and as well as what we've discussed earlier, Arellano succumbing to a loss against Adamson. But for the teams moving forward, competitive matchups await, both new and old for UAAP and NCAA fans. And on your screens, the LPU Pirates, their last game versus San Beda, they came from a loss to the NCAA reigning champs, had close stats to San Beda to end that tight game, 6-point standing between them, but ultimately out-rebounded, out-blocked, but able to convert from their turnovers with a fast break. And of course, dominating the bench points with Coach Jamaic Jurin's 32-man roster. If you want to stop the LPU Pirates, they're looking at one leader of the ship. Of course, that is Matthew Rubico. Rubes Rubico, that man leading this team. He's averaging more than 20 minutes of playing time per game. And in those minutes, like a true captain of a ship, he's leading them in offense while sharing the ball and knowing when to make his teammates shine. We can see here 13 points, 4 out of 9 field goals, 4 out of 5 in free throws, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Like we've said, if you want to stop LPU, want to stop him. But on the other side, we see the Perpetual Altas. And in their last game, in the end of the round of 16, they went up against the Letran Knights. The stats will tell you they were able to make their shots, jumpers from inside, but ultimately outscored from three-point range, especially with the absence of JD Pagolayan. However, a sign of life would be the rebounding stats. And of course, at the forefront, Mark Goho Cruz. Call him the marksman. He is Perpetual's leading scorer. He's effective on both ends of the court. He was out in their last game of the initial round within the groups. However, their match with Letran would have been his comeback after a week's rest. And the numbers that he was able to produce, I believe they speak for themselves. And for sure, we will be expecting him to step up in today's game. Our starting five, starting with the LPU Pirates, we have Villaver, Guadagna, Daileg, Aurigue, and Aviles. Rubes Rubico missing from the starting five, but of course the 5 men on the court right now will be stepping up. Meanwhile, starting for Coach Olsen Racela, we have Casinillo, Goho Cruz, Roluna, Pizarro, and Tolabot. Once again, this is the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. We're here at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex. Our matchups today will be determining the standings as these two end their run here in the NSAC 2026 tournament. Once again, I'd like to welcome all UAAP, all NCAA fans watching and supporting the teams here. The best of the best, watching the best of the best of collegiate hoops. Once again, third game of the day, third of a quadruple header. Still another game after this one. Tip off goes to Guadagna. LPU Pirates in gray. Aurigue goes to Villaver, trying to find an opening here, weighing his options. 7 on the shot clock. Guadagna, no good. Rebound, couldn't get it to go. A whistle on the floor. And that's a pushing foul on Eman Pizarro. Shot clock at 14, a second chance here for the Pirates. Reyes gets it. Right at the inbound and the first basket of this game. The Altas. Roluna with the ball. He gives it to Pizarro. Now to Labot for 3. Nothing but net. Just less than a minute. Scoreboard is looking LPU Pirates 2, Perpetual Altas 3. Daileg. Elbow jumper by his teammate, no good. Offensive rebound, takes it out. 9 on the shot clock. Guadagna has a 3 of his own. And let's look at the last few sequences there. First few baskets of this game. 2 threes already made from both ends of the court. We've seen balls intercepted, stolen. Once again here, Guadagna going for that triple early into this ball game. And we've talked about both of these teams, how they've performed before this game ever since the round of 16, since the beginning. Aurigue blocked by Pizarro, but he gets a second chance. Defensive rebound. You can see here Goho Cruz weighing his options, finding an opening, goes out to his teammate, too long. Guadagna once again under the basket, but couldn't get it to go. Eman Pizarro gives it to Goho Cruz. Tolabot, top of the key. Bounces off the iron, second chance. He gets the whistle, but not the bucket. That's a pushing foul on Kojay Villaver. His first personal foul in this ball game. 2 free throws now for LA Casinillo. So, as we were talking about earlier, the way these two teams have been performing before this classification round, the Pirates up on the stats. They're leading with points per game in comparison to the Altas. Field goal percentage and 2-point percentage, but the Altas could have a sign of life in terms of how well they've been doing in the 3-point percentage, as we've seen in that layup. The momentum, the tension, the aggressiveness early into this ball game. As we've seen here, fighting for that ball, getting it off the steal, and Mark Goho Cruz going straight for the fast break. Daileg kicks it out. No good for Penafiel. Avillas rather. Goho Cruz once again fakes. And the layup is good for MGC. Villaver once again. And Panelo, Daileg rather, slows things down. Spin Villaver, but bothered on his way to the basket. Villaver, the inbounder, 8 seconds to shoot for the Pirates. Gives it to Daileg. And that battle with Mark Goho Cruz under the basket. And that whistle earns MGC his first personal foul. Daileg, he's been averaging 43.8% from the 3-point line. And overall, the numbers from their last game versus the San Beda Red Lions in 15 minutes and 58 seconds of play, able to produce 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 block. 100% from the free throw line in that game, and 66.7% from 2-point range. Couldn't get it to go. Still a 2-point ball game. He'll go for the 3. Bounces off the back rim. Casinillo will give them another chance. Intercepted, but the ball goes out of bounds. Matthew Rubico coming in, the guy we were talking about earlier in the pregame. With the Pirates down 2, we'll see how he performs in this one. Corner 3, Guadagna, no good. He decides not to take that 3, but a whistle on the floor stops his drive to the basket. First personal foul there on JM Tolabot. Guadagna once again has the ball. Kicks it inside to Aurigue. Couldn't get the basket, but a whistle on the floor. And that's a pushing foul on LA Casinillo. And a few substitutions coming in. One of which, Penafiel. Aurigue no good on that first one. Aurigue was quite an important performer in their last game versus the San Beda Red Lions. He produced 10 points, 5 defensive rebounds, and 2 steals. Goho Cruz saves the ball. Looking for his option here. Pizarro. Back to MGC. Shot clock reads 10. Double man there. Given to the wrong jersey. Daileg steps back. And he goes for the 3. He gives the Pirates their first lead of this ball game. Albeit a 1-point game. Goho Cruz goes for another 3. Make that a 2-point game in favor of the Altas. And on your screens, Shaina Netura and Pacquiao. A player from our second game earlier, the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Altas ball. Goho Cruz kicks it out. Corner 3. No good on that one. Fast break opportunity here. Penafiel gets that reverse layup to go. Jello Gelsano blocked on his way to the basket. But there is a whistle. Check that, still Altas ball. And the game is tied. Let's look at that last sequence there. Long pass to Penafiel. Even with some distance, able to make that hard layup. And on the other side, that collision, that fall on the floor. The time reads for this first quarter, 4 minutes and 52 seconds left. Score is 11-all. $14 on the shot clock for the Altas. Corpus goes to the corner. Maglupay, back to him. Maglupay will drive, kicks it out to Tulabut, trying to get some space here. Spin, floater is good. More of a fadeaway jumper for Tulabut on that one. Reluna. Now Montemayor. Loses it, but saved. Rubico. Kicks it out, 3 on the shot clock. And he makes the 3. A 1-point ball game once again. This time, Pirates leading. Battle for the ball. And the refs point to the LPU side. And look at that 3. Kicked out to Daileg. And a timeout here. We'll be back. Still here at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex, our classification round of the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Tour. Classification round will determine the final standings for our teams who were not able to advance to the quarterfinals. But this game, one would say these teams have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Their last outing for this tournament. Rubico kicks it out. And they couldn't get it to go. Roger Ondoa blocked on his way to the basket, but he gets the whistle. And he'll shoot from the free throw line. Roger Ondoa is averaging 1.5 blocks per game. Misses the first one. Chance to make this a 2-point ball game. And he does. The LPU Pirates at 15 here to the Altas 13. And a whistle on the floor. And that's an offensive foul on Sean Orgo. Coming from the free throw. Possession will go to the LPU Pirates. Palingayan, the inbounder. Gives it to Rubico. Blocked by the rim. Couldn't pass that one. Corpus goes straight to the basket. Bounces off the back rim. Gelsano. Still no go. But a foul on the floor. And that's a hacking foul on Matthew Rubico. His first personal foul. Now 2 free throws for Jello Gelsano. The Altas faced the Letran Knights in their last game of the round of 16. And in 20 minutes and 48 seconds of play, he was able to produce 14 points, 1 rebound, and 2 steals. He shot 57.1 from the field, 100% from 2-point range, and another 100% from the free throw line. Gelsano able to tie this game once again, 15-all. Palingayan. Finding an open man, he gives it to Rubico. Back to him, 9 on the shot clock. He drives baseline. Almost that miss. And a 3 here by Monsi Penafiel. Last touch, LPU Pirates. 18 on the shot clock here for the Perpetual Altas. With 2 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. Maglupay. Now Gelsano. Corpus trying to find an opening. Couldn't get the screen. Kicks it out once again. Gelsano, 4-3. Bounces right off. And the whistle on the floor. That's a foul on Maglupay. And Kaduyak coming in here for the LPU Pirates. Palingayan shooting some free throws. He was able to produce 3 assists in their last game versus San Beda Red Lions. Makes that second one now a 5-point ball game, or biggest lead in this game so far. Corpus, a stumble with Penafiel. And that foul is on Simon Penafiel. That pushes the LPU Pirates now with 3 team fouls here in the first period. Corpus, he steps back, bounce pass to the wrong person there. Penafiel going straight to the basket, drives, no good. Gondoa couldn't save it. Corpus will try again, bumped on his way to the basket. And in that last sequence, they will try to review that last whistle. The players will be going back to their respective benches as our refs decide who gets next possession after that last whistle. So the refs still reviewing who will be getting possession here after that last whistle of the Altas' possession. And the refs declare an unsportsmanlike foul by Ken Kaduyak. And on the free throw line for the Altas, that's Jim Corpus, who in their last game versus the Letran Knights also produced 3 assists. A chance to make this a 3-point ball game. Two for 2 there for Jim Corpus. And they will get the next ball possession. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the first quarter. Score, LPU Pirates 20, Perpetual Altas 17. He'll go for the 3, short. Blocked on that layup. A chance here for the Altas. Maglupay, Gelsano, 3 once again. No good. And body on the floor, I believe that's Monsi Penafiel after a collision in transition. And he's holding on to his right thigh. And let's see here. He gets that ball off the pass, but slips after a collision, I believe, with Corpus. And we see the medics now attending to him. Rubico and I believe his other teammates helping him back to the bench. So hopefully nothing too serious there for Monsi Penafiel. He is back at the bench and the refs are reviewing that whistle, that fight for the ball, collision on the way to the basket of the LPU Pirates. And it is still the first quarter A minute and 58 seconds left here in the first 10 minutes. A 3-point ball game in this classification round to determine the final standings for these teams in their last outing here in the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. Given that it has been a close game, every possession will count. And that foul was on number 7, Jim Corpus. Almario will be stepping in for Penafiel. Still unable to get back into this ball game. The medics still with him. Couldn't get that first one to go. Second free throw here for Almario. Still no good. Magdangal gives it to Maglupay. Inside. 11 to shoot here. Borja, and another whistle on the floor. That's a holding foul on Almario, his first personal foul in this ball game. 2 free throws once again for Jim Corpus. So far, he's produced 2 points. Has been 2 for 2, 100% from the free throw line so far. And he makes those free throws. 1-point ball game once again. With a minute and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Corner 3 by Rubico. Still no. Palingayan gets the rebound. Drives baseline. And his teammates couldn't get that ball. Villaver coming back in for the Pirates. Once again, a minute and 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Corpus taking a seat. Danag coming in. He gives it to Magdangal. Magdangal brings it down, guarded by 2 Pirates there. Maglupay goes straight to the basket. Reverse layup is good. Allen Maglupay giving the Altas a lead in this one, 21 to the Pirates 20. Clock winding down, 7 to shoot. Villaver, no good. Defensive rebound is good. And the Altas get it to go. Jello Gelsano. That back and forth with Maglupay. Ultimately making that shot. Once again, clock winding down for the Pirates. Aviles chooses to drive in baseline, no good. Kicks it out. He'll go for the 3. No good to Villaver for Villaver. Maglupay, too strong of a pass. Couldn't save that one. And Marco Cruz coming in. But let's look at those last few baskets. Maglupay able to make that basket. And in transition, able to assist Jello Gelsano, giving them a 3-point cushion here. 4 seconds left in the first quarter. No good on that basket for Jen Avilés. And we end this first quarter. The score, LPU Pirates 20 and the Perpetual Altas 23. And in that first quarter, safe to say, aggressive but close game. The biggest lead was 5 points, and that was off the LPU Pirates. A lot of heroics from, of course, Marco Cruz, who we talked about in the pregame. And we started this game with a bunch of three-pointers. These teams not afraid to make those baskets, showing no hesitation at all. But of course, it has been a series of back and forth affairs, which is why we ended that first quarter with 3 points standing between both of these teams. So once again, we are here at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex for the last outing of our 8 teams to really determine their final standings towards the end of this tournament. And earlier, we talked about the other 8 teams who advanced to the quarterfinals. That's UP, NU, Letran, San Beda, UST, Ateneo, DLSU, and FEU. Those matchups await the audience, both new and old, for our UAAP and NCAA fans. Second quarter of action now. Altas start with possession. Danag, Goho Cruz, Gelsano steps in and out. Guadagna, he'll stop for a 3, too short. Offensive rebound by Avilés. He'll try to make a basket off the glass and in. A 1-point ball game once again. I believe I've said that countless of times, and we are still at the start of our second quarter. A 3 for the Altas, no good. Rubico with a defensive rebound. And they'll try to slow things down. He gets a screen from Arrigue, he kicks it out, and a whistle on Daileg's way to the basket. And that's a blocking foul on Magdangal. And Eman Pizarro checking in for the Altas. He joins Goho Cruz. And JM Tolabot also coming in. 14 on the shot clock here for the Pirates. Daileg calling a play, weighing his options here. He'll spin. And a jumper. No good. Avilés with the putback. Now they claim the lead, a 1-point lead in this very tight ball game. Magdangal at the corner. Chooses the drive. Danag. Couldn't get it to go. The session will stay with the Altas. Casinillo and Palingayan coming in for both teams. 14 on the shot clock. Corner three for Danag. Still no go. Daileg straight to the basket, short on the layup. Danag. Tolabot back to MGC. Bounce pass to the inside. And a steal here for the Pirates. Daileg brings it down. Guadagna goes to the paint. Trying to look for that best shot possible. Couldn't go for Aurigue. Casinillo. Now Pizarro. 1 point ball game. A whistle on the loose ball. And the refs so there will be a review on that last foul. All players coming back to the bench. And as we've seen in a series of back and forth affairs here in early into the second quarter, still a low scoring game. But given the way the tension, the physicality that these two teams have been playing, it is their last outing here for NSAC 2026. So let's look at that last basket, that bounce pass to the inside, battle for the loose ball. So JM Tolabot will get that foul as the LPU Pirates was trying to get possession from that steal, from the loose ball rather. Once again, Palingayan. He'll give it to Aurigue. 12 on the shot clock. Guadagna goes to the paint, gives it out. 6 to shoot. Guadagna bounces off the rim. Defensive rebound there by Eman Pizarro. Clock reads 7 minutes left here in the first half. Struggle to find some space here. Marcojo Cruz. 4 on the shot clock. JM Tolabot couldn't get it in. Still a 1 point ball game here. The Pirates are up by 1 and will try to widen the lead. Aviles able to penetrate that Altas defense and make the basket. And right on cue, from a 1 point ball game, they're now up by 3. Casinillo, guarded by Guadagna. He gets the screen from Tolabot. Pizarro with 2 seconds left. In and out. The Pirates, a whistle on Daileg's way to the basket. That's a pushing foul on LA Casinillo. And a few substitutions here for the Pirates. We see Fuentes, Ondoa coming in, representing the guys in gray. And Daileg about to shoot some free throws here. So in 9 minutes and 18 seconds of play for Dialeg here, he's able to produce 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And he gets that second one to go. 4-point ball game. And a few collisions. Scrambling to get the ball to the other side. 20 on the shot clock for the Altas here. An 8-second violation. LA Casenillo was boxed. Stuck rather on the baseline on the other side. Couldn't find an open man. Couldn't get it to go. 8 on the shot clock here. Dialeg widens this lead. Ball is with Goho Cruz. And Casenillo stops. In and out. The ref's whistle. Possession will stay with the Altas. First personal foul for Dialeg. And Gordon coming in for the first time in this ball game for the Pirates. Casenillo to Goho Cruz, back to him. And he gets it in. The Altas were down by 6. Now just by 3. A bit of collision, bit of a scuffle there. And as we can see here, that last basket, in and out, then back in for the Perpetual Altas. Mark Goho Cruz, the inbounder. The Altas started this ball game with a lead. However, we did say it has been a tight game. The lead has been no more than 6 points. And now they're trailing behind by 3. Casenillo, guarded by Manuel. He gives it to MGC. Baldoria, top of the key. He'll give it away. 7 on the shot clock. Casenillo. Baldoria off the glass and in. Now back to a 1-point ball game. Shot clock reads 10. Manuel, and it's stolen away by Goho Cruz. Straight to the basket and in. Ondoa has the ball. He'll spin. And he'll be called for traveling. Let's look at that steal by Mark Goho Cruz and the fast break. He's able to get that lead once again for the Altas. And for the nth time, still a 1-point ball game. But the Altas have that 1-point cushion right now. Magdangal. Tabuan. Looking for an opening here. Shot clock reads 5. Corpus. Battle for the rebound. Gordon gets it. Manuel. He'll go inside. Gives it to Ondoa. Couldn't get it in. Magdangal. He'll stop for a 3, and it is good. The Altas widening this lead. Up by 4. Their biggest lead of this ball game so far. And let's look at that last 3 there. Courtesy Kyle Magdangal. Giving them a 4-point cushion here. Our score is LPU 29, Perpetual 33. Still the second quarter of action in this classification round ball game between the LPU Pirates versus the Perpetual Altas. Got 3 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the second quarter. A 4-point ball game. The Altas up. They're leading by 4. And the Pirates now have possession with 16 on the shot clock. Gordon circles this. Gives it to Manuel. But he couldn't save it. Ondoa with a counter steal. 3 on the shot clock. The Pirates couldn't get that basket within the 24. And a pushing foul on the floor. TJ Tabuan. Raluna coming in for the Altas. And off that last fight for possession, the sideline. 2 free throws now for Fuentes. Fuentes right now could score his first points of the ball game in these free throws. And he does it. At the same time, Abrantes suits up and comes in for the Pirates. Double man on the baseline there. Pirates get a steal, and Gordon with the basket. Fighting for the ball game. Fighting for the ball, and Fuentes bounces it off an Altas player. And let's look at that last fight for possession. Claiming it from the Altas, and Gordon making his first basket off that steal. Auriga coming back into this ball game. Roger Ondoa, the inbounder. He gives it to Villaver. He brings it down, calls a play. Shot clock reads 13. Still looking for his option. He chooses to drive, kicks it out to his teammate. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and a 3 by Jericho Abrantes. Maglupay. Steal here by Ondoa. Couldn't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball here. Maglupay loses it. Saved by Corpus. Two minutes left here in the first half. Corpus, he'll drive, gives it to Maglupay. Gets a whistle. So a 2-point ball game. This last series of buckets. And Maglupay has a chance to tie the ball game once again. Our score reads LPU Pirates 35, Perpetual Altas 33, now 34. 1-point ball game with a minute and 52 seconds left here in the second quarter. Villaver. A 3, no go for Nath Fuentes. But a whistle on that basket. So there is a foul on the floor. And right now, a few substitutions. Guadagna coming back in. And another 2 free throws here for Nath Fuentes. This time, this could widen the lead, and it does. A chance to lead by 3. Two for 2 for Nath Fuentes. Check that he has a 3rd basket here. Two out of 3 there. Still a 3-point lead for the Pirates. Perpetual has the ball. A minute and 42 seconds left here. Magdangal. He gives it to Corpus. Inside to Maglupay. Bounce pass. Bothered under the basket. Couldn't make it. The ball goes out of bounds. Ondoa. Now Guadagna. Abrantes weighing his options here. He chooses to drive but kicks it out. Ondoa will try. 7 to shoot. Spin. And off the glass and in. Once again, Pirates are up by 5. Less than a minute left here in the second quarter. Corpus. Magdangal. Gelsano. 7 to shoot. No good for Magdangal. And no good for Corpus. The Pirates will have a chance here. Abrantes couldn't get it to go. And the refs point to the basket of the Altas. However, they will review that last possession. That's a head coach's challenge by Coach Jamike Jarin, heading the boys repping red and gray. And the LPU Pirates are actually looking for their first win of this tournament. They finished our first round of eliminations under Group A as the 4th seed. And of course, coming in to the round of 16, they faced the San Beda Red Lions. But from that game, we've talked about this in the pregame. They had close stats to San Beda, and it was a tight game. They ended that they were down by 6 points, out-rebounded, out-blocked, but able to convert from the Red Lions. Errors, turnovers. Meanwhile, for the Altas, their sign of life was on their rebounding stats in their last game. Let's look at that last play here. So we can see Abrantes trying to go for a basket. Corpus in front of him, and a battle for the rebound here. Trying to see who was last touch. The refs coming back into the court. And they point to the Perpetual Altas. Coach Jamike Jarin's head coach's challenge is unsuccessful. Altas have possession with 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. Magdangal. Shot clock reads 14. Gelsano, now Corpus. Back to Magdangal, he'll drive. Kicks it out back to Corpus for a triple. Guadagna gets the defensive rebound. Long pass to Almario. And a go for a 3 here by Jericho Abrantes. And that will be it for your second quarter of action here. Score is... And the score at the end of the half is LPU Pirates 42, Perpetual Altas 34. Coming from that tight first half, overall we've had 11 lead changes and 2 deadlocks. And the number of times I've said a 1-point ball game was happening right before our eyes. It has been a game of exchanges. It was still a tight ball game. Biggest lead was at 6. However, the Altas got their, a sign of life somewhere in the latter half of the second quarter. But an incredible comeback by the Pirates, an 8-point lead to end the half. And to think, from the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, there was only 3 points standing between them. As we've seen here in in field goals, same amount of attempts, but the Pirates outscoring the Altas. The Altas, however, out-rebounding. But it stops there. The Pirates still leading in assists, in steals, and committing less turnovers. In terms of that conversion, being able to get the fast break points from turnovers, it's still close in terms of stats. Bench points, of course, up for LPU Pirates, their 32-man roster. One thing to note, however, for the Altas are the points in the paint, 54.5%. And of course, the Altas rebounding 27 to LPU's 22. In terms of assists, LPU is leading. They have 12 to the Altas is 9. But of course, the turnovers that can make or break the second half of this ball game. And our leading scorers, Daileg, the only player now with double digits. He has 10 points. Aviles with 8. Peñafiel with 5. On the other side, Mark Goho Cruz. He was making some noise in this ball game in the first quarter. 9 points to end that first half. Tulabot with 5. Casinillo with 4. So once again, an 8-point ball game. This would probably be the biggest lead so far for the LPU Pirates. And the biggest scoring run for both sides. It's 9 points for the Pirates and for the Altas 10. Overall, with rebounds aside, it is quite close for both of these teams. And at the end of the day, it's a matter of how you close this ball game. Third quarter of action now. Daileg, collision with Tulabot on his way to the basket. And a whistle on the floor. A hacking foul on James Tulabot. He brings Daileg to the free throw line. We talked about him in the halftime. The only guy with double-digit points here. He has 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And in the first half, he shot 100% from the free throw line and 60% from the field. So for the Pirates, he's quite the playmaker and the shot maker. Rubico gets it off the free throws. Aurigue, elbow jumper off the back rim. Second chance here. Guadagna, long 3, no good. And a foul on the floor turns the ball over to the Altas. Less than a minute has passed so far here in the third quarter. A lot of action happening. Score, LPU Pirates 42, Perpetual Altas 34. And a bit of a scuffle there off the inbound. with a whistle on the floor. That's the first personal foul of Mac Godanya. Altas possession, MGC, he gives it to Maglupay. Tolabot with a right-hand layup, it's good. A steal gives the Altas a second chance here. MGC saves the ball. 8 on the shot clock. Kicks it out, MGC for 3. Marco Cruz getting that triple early here in the third quarter. Trying to burn that deficit down. Now the score is LPU 42, Perpetual 39. Back to a 3-point ball game. Aviles, 1 to shoot. And off the glass and in. Clutch shot off that 24. Tolabot gives it to Maglupay. Guarded by Aurigue. Struggle for the ball. Last touch was the Pirates. Maglupay, the inbounder. Possession back to them. And look at that triple by Marco Cruz. No hesitation. Off the pass. And on the other side, the LPU Pirates adding to their scoreboard. Of course, Maglupay, right before this sequence, shooting a 3. Rubico couldn't get it to go. And the Altas have possession once again. Maglupay. He gave it to Orgo. Inside to MGC. And under the basket for Eman Pizarro. Pizarro ties this ball game 44 all. And we entered this ball game LPU up by a lot. So we are now back to a tight ball game. And let's look the last few baskets here. Maglupay going for the 3. And Eman Pizarro being at the right place at the right time, pushing the scoreboard forward and ultimately tying this game. Daileg on the free throw lines is no. A chance for the Pirates to get the lead. A 2-point lead once again. And of course, Tantan Daileg adding a few points to his name after ending the first half in double digits. Goho Cruz. Pizarro gets it. Orgo looking for an opening. MGC goes for the 3. In and out. Offensive rebound to Labot. And stolen away by Aurigue. Rubico. He gives it to Aurigue. Back to Godanya. 11 to shoot for the Pirates. Aviles secures it. 3 defenders in front of him. Shot was too strong. Orgo to the corner, Maglupay. Inside to Pizarro. 8 on the shot clock. And a traveling violation on the Altas as the shot clock was winding down. Altas unable to make that basket. And they're down 2 points here with the 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. From what we've seen in the first quarter, one thing is for sure, no lead has been safe in this entire ball game. That miss gives Maglupay now Orgo MGC goes from deep. Too short. Offensive rebound. Pizarro. Bucket from the paint. And on the other side, Guadagna saying no to the third or fourth deadlock of this ball game. Goho Cruz almost loses it. Sean Orgo back to MGC. 7 seconds to shoot. Gilsano. And Eman Pizarro secures it. Eman Pizarro, their last game against the Letran Knights, he produced 2 points, but 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. A steal by Orgo, counter steal by Guadagna. 48 all. And the LPU Pirates, Aurigue adds 2 to the scoreboard. Bounce pass to Pizarro, back to Maglupay. He'll get the bump and the bucket. Rubico slowing things down. Still a tied ball game. 50 all. Loose ball, secured by Maglupay. He gives it to MGC. He'll drive, gives it to Gelsano. Whistle on his way to the basket. So that's a foul. That's a foul on the LPU Pirates. We see 3 gray jerseys coming in. Jalo Gelsano in and out on that first one. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our game is tied 50 all. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Our classification round to determine the final standings of this tournament. The last free throw puts the Altas up by 1. And like we've said since the first quarter, it is a 1-point ball game. Palingayan guarded on his way to the basket. Ball out of bounds. But they'll keep possession. Guadagna. He fakes. And loses the ball. Corpus. Fakes. Gelsano. Gives it to Pizarro. And a whistle. So that's a violation on the side of Perpetual. Palingayan with the ball. Guadagna. He'll go for 2. 2-point ball game now. The Pirates up by 2. Loose ball. Battle for possession. Guadagna on the floor. Palingayan gets it. And Guadagna too short. Defensive rebound there by the Altas. Orgo. Now Goho Cruz. Gelsano with 10 seconds to shoot. Stolen away. And Penafiel back in the ball game. Penafiel widens this gap here. 3-point ball game. We'll be back. We're back with 3 minutes and 31 seconds left in the third quarter. A game of runs. A back and forth affair here once again. But of course, LPU Pirates, this last basket from before the timeout by Peñafiel. And back-to-back shots here, causing a bit of a shakedown in the scoreboard. Earlier, we did say a number of times a 1-point ball game, a 2-point ball game. Now, the Pirates are up by 3. 2 defenders on Galzano. 14 on the shot clock. Marco Cruz couldn't get it to go. Palingayan gives it to Ondoa. Back to Peñafiel. And Palingayan calling a play here. He goes inside. Peñafiel will try to go from his favorite spot. 5 on the shot clock. Ondoa. And they add to the scoreboard. And a shot by Jello Galzano. Galzano bringing a sign of life here. They're down 3 points. But a whistle on the floor. And another timeout on the floor. LPU 56, Perpetual 53. Coming off the timeout. Baskets after baskets here. Shot clock at 14 seconds here for the Altas. 5-point ball game. Corpus. Too strong of a pass Roluna couldn't save that one. Still a minute and 56 seconds left here in the third quarter. Palingayan. Looking for an opening, he gives it to Kaduyak. Off the back rim. And a whistle away from the basket here.
Number 25, Jello Gonzalez has his first 3 on the outs.
First personal foul of Jello Gilsano. Pirates have possession once again. Peñafiel with 11 to shoot. Gives it to Palingayan. Clock winding down, 5 seconds. Stolen away by Borja. Casinillo. And the corner. No good there for Roluna. Gelsano gets the rebound. Couldn't get the space. Second chance, unable. Perpetual Altas unable to make those second chance rather. And a whistle on the floor. Substitution here for the LPU Pirates. Luna will shoot some free throws. And earlier, it has been a tight game, back and forth leads for both of these teams. But we're seeing the LPU Pirates recovering faster. And of course, getting the lead, they're up by 5 right now. Peñafiel goes to Doliente. Looking for an opening, back and forth with 12 on the shot clock. Short battle for the ball. The Altas get it. Corpus gets the end one play. The basket counts. Whistle on the floor brings Jim Corpus to the free throw line. We have been talking about gaps here. We've been talking about leads. We've been talking about deficits. One thing's for sure as well for the Altas, they're stopping at nothing. Coming from as much as a 6-point lead, a 6-point deficit rather. They're now down by 3. Doliente, Kaduyak, top of the key, and he gets the 3. Once again, widening that lead. Steal, Doliente, no good. And a turnover here with a whistle. And that's the first personal foul of Francis Doliente. And Matienzo coming in. Once again, for those who have just joined us, this is the LPU Pirates versus the Perpetual Altas classification round game to determine their final standing here in the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. The final outing for both of these teams in this tournament. Corpus shooting for the Perpetual Altas, who are down by 6. Now 5. Pirates ball. Kaduyak. Doliente looking for an opening. Fuentes with a triple in his bag. Clock Winding down in the third quarter. Altas unable to make that basket. Less than a second. And that caps off the third quarter. End of the third quarter, our score, LPU Pirates 64, Perpetual Altas 56. And to end that third quarter, basket after basket, the Altas trying to burn down the deficit. However, the LPU Pirates still coming out on top, trying to secure that lead. After a few deadlocks, the heroics of Peñafiel, Ondoa, Fuentes, that triple by Katuya is the reason why the scoreboard says the LPU Pirates are leading right now. Our score going into this final quarter of the ball game. Well, final might be too decisive. Fourth quarter. Score is LPU Pirates 64 and Perpetual Altas 56. Fourth quarter of action for this classification round game. First basket, a triple by Mark Danag. Starts things strong here in the fourth quarter. Abrantes saves it. Battle for the ball. Danag and Abrantes with their hands on the leather. Refs call jump ball. Possession arrow points to the LPU Pirates. Villaver, rather. Seeing him for the first time here in the second half. And on the Altas' side, Allen Maglupay suiting up the start of this fourth quarter. Fuentes, the inbounder. He gives it to Villaver. Gets a screen from Kaduyak. 4 to shoot. Kaduyak with 2 seconds left. No good. Roluna. Calling a play, weighing his options here. Now he's guarded by Matienzo. Drives the baseline. Couldn't get the basket. Back to Pirates ball. Abrantes, Villaver at the top of the key. The playmaker. Bounce pass to the inside, rolls out of bounds. Matienzo couldn't save that last sequence. Check that. The LPU Pirates get possession. There was a whistle on that last sequence. 7 to shoot for the boys in gray. Abrantes, he'll go for the triple to Too strong. Casinillo with defensive rebound. He gives it to Magdangal. Inside to Pizarro. Casinillo will shoot beyond the arc. No good. Maglupay, second chance. Battle for the ball and the whistle. And that's a hacking foul on Coach Villaver. Aviles coming in for Kaduyak. 14 on the shot clock here for the Altas. Si LA Casinillo at the baseline to inbound. Godanya also coming in. And he made some noise on the court. The latter half of the second and the first half of the third quarter. Unable to make that basket, but the second chance for LA Casinillo. We are back to a 3-point ball game. Like we've said, no lead is safe, no deficit has been final. Shot clock reads 8. Godanya fouled on his way to the basket. And that's a foul on Mark Danag. You see Rubes Rubico coming back in, as well as Ondoa. Another chance here for the Pirates. They're up by 3 with 9 left on the shot clock. Godanya, corner. Ondoa gives them another sign of life. And the ball goes out of bounds. A bit of miscommunication there between Rubico and Ondoa. Maglupay. Calling a play. Back to Danag. Inside to Casinillo. LA Casinillo making the baskets here. And now we are back to a 1-point ball game. Aviles says no. We're back to them up by 3 points. Maglupay, Casinillo finding the best man open here. Magdangal, he'll go for 3. Too strong. Turnover there to the Pirates. And let's look at those last sequences here. LA Casinillo stopping at nothing in this fourth quarter of action. And on the other hand, Aviles saying no to any chance of a deadlock, any chance for their lead to be taken away. Aviles, check that. Check that. Kyle Magdangal going straight to the basket, faking a pass. 1-point ball game once again, ladies and gentlemen. Ondoa has it. Now Godanya kicks it out to Aviles. He'll choose to drive. Spin. Ondoa back in the paint. Jumper is good. Ondoa adds 2 to the scoreboard. 3 points standing between them. MGC couldn't get it to go. Daileg coming back in off the halftime. We were talking about him being the only player here in double digits. A scorer for the Pirates. And now they're up by 3 with 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. He has it, and there is a whistle on the floor. That's a traveling violation on the Pirates. See Mark Danag, the inbounder. He'll give it to Kyle Magdangal. Heavily guarded on the backcourt. And a whistle as Eman Pizarro was trying to make that basket. That's a hacking foul on Aviles. Right now, 2 opportunities for Eman Pizarro to really burn down what was a 3-point deficit, now 2. And we are once again back to a 1-point ball game. Eman Pizarro now with 6 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 block. Aviles now on the other side, blocked by Pizarro. Second chance, Daileg with 6 seconds. Bounces off the back rim and Maglupay gets it. He goes straight to the basket, tries to make some space. Given to Rubico, however. Straight to the basket for Aviles, no good. He is bumped as he was making that layup. And Aviles now on the free throw line. And Jim Corpus coming in. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Aviles is also at double digits. He has 12 points now with 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. His first free throw puts the Pirates up by 2. And it stays there. LPU Pirates 69. Altas chance to tie it. And Jim Corpus says 69 all. And we are just at the 5-minute mark here. Godanya bothered on his way to the basket. And let's look at this spin move. An off the glass basket here by Jim Corpus, able to tie this game. A few substitutions, Peñafiel back here for the LPU Pirates, and a chance for Godanya to keep the Altas trailing behind. 2 for 2 on the free throw line for Godanya. Just the 5-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. A 2-point ball game. And like I've said in the start of this game, it's the last outing of these 2 teams. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain. A miss by Jim Corpus. LPU banks on it. Godanya, he'll go for a triple. Short, Maglupay gets the miss. Magdangal. Goho Cruz back to the guy with the number 1 jersey. But a whistle on the floor. And that's a charging foul on James Tolabot, his 4th personal foul. And let's look at that last sequence here. On, I believe, Magdangal's way to the basket. Tolabot was there. Peñafiel, he'll give it to Godanya. Shot clock reads 7 seconds. Time winding down. Aviles gives it to Ondoa. Loose ball. Leather out of bounds and into the hands of the Perpetual Altas.
3-second violation.
The Altas, Cojo Cruz, floater, doesn't go. 3 minutes and 56 seconds left here. Peñafiel. And they have the luxury of burning down this 24. And defensive rebound for the Perpetual Altas. Magdangal looking for an opening here. 8 seconds to shoot. Corpus has it. He gives it to Maglupay. 2 to shoot. Short on that 3. A few substitutions from that last sequence. And we are 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Still a 2-point ball game. Guadagna, will he go from his favorite spot? No, Aviles under the basket. And the whistle. He'll be called for traveling. Missed basket for the LPU Pirates there. Angelo Gelsano back in this ball game. The Altas will try to close this one out. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left here. Corpus rolls right off the ring. And to give our audiences some context here, the LPU Pirates have not had a taste of victory in this entire tournament so far. They're coming into this game with 4 losses. Meanwhile, the Altas have 1 win and 3 losses to their name. And now, Aviles has a chance to change that story for Coach Jamaic Jarin and the rest of his teammates. Chance to widen his 2-point lead. And they'll stay up by 2. Guadagna taking a seat. Almario checking in. We've got Corpus, Casinillo trying to bring this ball in transition. He brings it down and given away. Dileg. Now Palingayan. Ondoa and then Almario. Shot clock reads 12 seconds. Short on that 3. Dileg gets his own miss. 2 defenders in front of him. Another 3. Attempt is no good. Pizarro gets that miss. Last 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Too strong. Putback is good. A basket by Eman Pizarro. Tying this game, 71 all. Less than 2 minutes left here. 1 minute and 51 to be exact. Once again, classification round game to determine the final standings in both of these teams' last game of this tournament. That last sequence, the ball went out of bounds, turning the ball over to the guys in maroon and gold. Inbound. Goes sideways. The refs are changing the ball. Once again, it is another deadlock here in the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex. In a game of runs and back and forth baskets. Altas, Gelsano, no good. Pizarro with the leather. 11 on the shot clock. Goho Cruz gives it to Casinillo and he puts it in. LA Casinillo 3 brings a sign of life, and the Pirates want to talk things out. We'll be back after this break. Back here at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Sports and Dormitory Complex. What a sequence right before that timeout. The Altas finally getting a sign of life after that three from LA Casinillo, their first lead since, I believe, the second quarter here in this ball game. Shot clock at 14 seconds here for the LPU Pirates. And now they are down by 3 points. A minute and 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Two defenders on him. Rubico, he gives it to Aviles. Rubico will go for the triple. Bounces off the back rim. MGC with a defensive rebound. And the Altas will try to slow things down. Pizarro guarded by Guadagna. Back out to Goho Cruz. Floater, in and out. Rubico gets the rebound. And Maglupay and Casinillo collide as they were trying to intercept that pass. The Altas bench screaming defense with less than a minute left here in the ball game. They are up by 3 points. A little to the right there for Guadagna. And possession goes back to the guys in maroon and gold. A few substitutions first for both of these teams. And we've got 34.1 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, with the Perpetual Altas up by 3 points. Mark Goho Cruz now maglupay, kicks it out to Sean Orgo, he saves it. They have the luxury to burn down the shot clock. Sean Orgo, Casenillo, back to MGC, and a pass outside. Timeout with 14.1 seconds left. We'll be back here after this break. And up next, final game of this day, San Sebastian Golden Stags going head-to-head with the Benilde Blazers. The Blazers at home court. And of course, it's not just the last matchup of the day, it's the last matchup of both of these teams in this tournament. And on your screens, the Blazers warming up and the Golden Stags ready and watching. Waving to the camera as this ball game between the LPU Pirates and the Perpetual Altas is yet to be decided. Game clock still reads 14.1 seconds. And once again, classification round, last outing, and a way to determine the final standings for the 8 teams that played today. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. Ball is back to Altas possession with 4 seconds to shoot. Mark Goho Cruz, the inbounder, gives it to Maglupay. 2 defenders in front of him. MGC bounces right off. They gave it to the wrong jersey. Second chance, a second possession here for Altas was halted by a whistle. And that's a holding foul on Palingayan. The shot clock is off. 5 seconds left in the ball game. We'll be back after this break. Back in the ball game, 5 seconds left here in this classification round matchup between the LPU Pirates and the Perpetual Altas. The Altas are up 3 points with 74 to LPU's 71. Before the timeout, it is still Altas possession. 5 on the clock. Mark Goho Cruz, and he'll burn down this last 5 seconds of the ball game, and that will be it here for the classification round for the run of both of these teams here in the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. Once again, the Perpetual Altas come out on top with the rebounder of the game, Eman Pizarro, closing it out with 11 rebounds, really adding to the defensive line of the Altas here for Coach Osen Rosella. And of course, his heroics really aided this victory, coming in clutch. And he is also the player of the game with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Talk about being able to man the game on both ends of the court. Once again, with a victory here, Perpetual Altas end this game with 74, the LPU Pirates 71. An incredible third and fourth quarter of action. For most of this game, it has been LPU Pirates ball game. However, a sign of life, specifically from a three-pointer by LA Casinillo in that third quarter, really got things to go, got the flip in the switch, and really changed the script here in what was happening in the ball game. Again, it was a game of runs, a back and forth affair. A number of times I said that it has been a one-point ball game, but at the end, they were able to come out on top. Once again, our next game, the last of this day, San Sebastian Golden Stags versus the Benilde Blazers. On behalf of the hardworking men and women behind the scenes, I am Paula Kalingasan, and thank you so much for joining us in the NSAC 2026 College Basketball Campus Tour. Stay tuned for more NSAC action coming your way.